Hello, Rams and Jams. It's February 4th, 2019, Mjolnir Monday, and it's time for your weekly thunder. So, Super Bowl happened last night. Wasn't that a great Avengers Endgame commercial? Even though it showed us nothing, it was just quite fantastic. And yeah, that's the only thing that happened last night. I'm kidding. The Patriots won. Congratulations. And I mean that in earnest, because if you're a Pats fan and you listen to this show, I'm looking at you, Wheatley, then you earn an earnest congratulations. Edelman bottom dinner. Also, the NFL honors happened the night before that, and Patrick Mahomes, where Mahomes is, he won League MVP and Offensive Player of the Year. This is insane. Saquon Barkley, the Giants running back, won Offensive Rookie of the Year. Aaron Donald won Defensive Player of the Year in one of the Rams that was awake Sunday night. Colts linebacker Darius Leonard won Defensive Rookie of the Year. Andrew Luck won Comeback Player of the Year. Very well deserved. He didn't even know if he was going to be able to play football again back in 2017. Chris Long won the Walter Payton Man of the Year award. Matt Nagy, the coach of the Chicago Bears, won Coach of the Year, and the Hall of Fame 2019 finalists were announced. It's Chiefs tight end, and definitely the best tight end the Falcons ever had for 5 good years, Tony Gonzalez. Raven safety Ed Reed, Champ Bailey, Ty Law, who probably has like a third of the Super Bowl rings that Brady has now. Or is it half? I don't know. Kevin Muay were among 8 selected. Also, late former Broncos owner Pat Bowlen as well. So, wrestling. So, when we last left off, Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins won their respective Royal Rumbles. And on Raw, and not even SmackDown, because Becky didn't even wait until SmackDown to choose. She picked to go after Ronda Rousey in the Raw Women's Championship, and I think Seth chose Brock Lesnar. I don't know, it was more of he was thinking about it, Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman were in the building, Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan were in the building, and he was trying to figure it out, and before he did, Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman just came up and started talking their usual shit and kind of chose for Seth, because Seth came out and started attacking Brock, and then Brock hit him with 6 F6s. He already hit Finn Balor with 6 F5s. He already hit Finn Balor with 3 F5s. He hit Braun Strowman with 5 F5s back in Crown Jewel, and he hit Seth with 6 F5s and like 3 suplexes. I'm really curious to see if Seth Rollins is alive tonight as far as post day. And then Daniel Bryan debuted a new belt made of sustainable materials and all that other crap. And he threw the WWE belt into the trash. I'm pretty sure that's just a story thing, though. Also, we have a new United States champion after Rusev won it last week. Now R-Truth won it because they gave him a United States Championship opportunity after Nia Jax took his spot in the Royal Rumble. And sure enough, he beat Shinsuke Nakamura to become United States Champion. And then Rusev, who's trying to be a proud United States Champion, was quite offended by that. So he went out to challenge R-Truth, and Truth beat him too. So pretty much for being the winner of the Mixed Match Challenge, ended up giving R-Truth the United States Championship. See, Mixed Match Challenge isn't just a hokey whatever. It can get you legitimate opportunities. Also, Saturday night, while the NFL honors were happening, or actually it was airing while the NFL honors were happening, but I'm pretty sure it was pre-taped, Worlds Collide happened, where it was a tournament of 15 guys, 5 from 205 Live, 5 from NXT, and 5 from NXT UK. They each had a or they all had a battle royal at the beginning to determine the seeding of the tournament, and then they had a tournament, and Velveteen Dream defeated Tyler Bate, and from what I understand from spoilers, he chose to go after Johnny Gargano's belt, or his North American title, which is fine and all that, but I mean, you could go after the UK one, or you could go after the Cruiserweight Championship, but quite frankly, I'm kind of not really looking to go after Buddy Murphy or Pete Dunne. Like, those are some scary dudes. Johnny Gargano, Oh, also, speaking of which, so anyway, this whole spoiler is he may or may not have won the belt. I don't know. Go look it up. But also, speaking of that, going back to the Super Bowl, so you know how everybody was pissing and moaning because Maroon 5 sucked and Travis Scott sucked, and these Gen Zers don't know who Big Boy is, which just makes me hate the Gen Zs even more, except for the Gen Z listeners of this podcast. Y'all are the best. But Big Boy, who's a avid Falcons fan and libertarian, so he's pretty much one of my favorite rappers out there, yeah, they all went out and performed, and I didn't watch a single bit of it at all because I was outside with Nick and Matt. Shout out to them. And we watched Halftime Heat on his phone. And it was Velveteen Dream, Ricochet, Aleister Black versus Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa. They still haven't kissed and made up. And Adam Cole. And the Dream Team, see what I did there? They won, and I won by not having to watch that Super Bowl halftime show. Except I just got to hear everybody talk about it at work, and I was just like, I didn't watch it because I didn't care because there was wrestling on. Because, you know, that's just how it goes. Plus, also, it's good for this program because I talk about wrestling all the time on here. I don't talk about Maroon 5 or Travis Scott. Honestly, I would have talked more about Travis Scott if he just like sat in front of the halftime crowd and just played Fortnite on those big old screens up on the Mercedes-Benz Stadium roof. But he didn't. He did whatever songs he did that I don't know and I don't care. So anyway, enough of all that. So right after I released last week's Weekly Thunder, they released a 20-second teaser for Birds of Prey. So we have the look at Harley Quinn at that one. She seems to have chopped off the pink and blue of her pigtails. And there was also really quick glances of Cassandra Cain, Black Canary, Ewan McGregor unmasked as Black Mask. So pretty much just Ewan McGregor. And also a little bit of Renee Montoya as well. And a little bit of Huntress, who will be played by Mary Elizabeth Winstead. So, speaking of other DC news, The Batman had some major news. Y'all remember that movie? It was supposed to be written, directed, produced, starred by Ben Affleck. Well, pretty much Ben Affleck's officially retired as the Batman, and they'll be looking for a younger Batman to be in that role as a sort of reboot-ish, and that would be coming out in June 2021. Also, The Suicide Squad, which would be, I guess, a semi-reboot. It'd be more a reboot than sequel, I guess, which will be written and directed by James Gunn, will be coming out August 6, 2021. Pretty almost exactly 5 years after the first movie. I guess semi-rebooted because it seems like DC is just giving up on this whole shared universe thing, and they're going back to just making individual great movies. But they'll take their liberties in retaining what worked in the DCEU. Like, I don't think Gal Gadot's going away for anytime soon. You know, Wonder Woman 1984 comes out June 2020, and of course Margot Robbie's definitely not done as Harley Quinn. I mean, and Birds of Prey's come out February 2020, and who knows what other movie she'll have. Hopefully it's sooner than 4 years after her last appearance, but, you know, we'll see. And y'all know damn well Jason Momoa is not going anywhere. Also, a trailer for Hobbs and Shaw, which will probably be the best Fast and Furious movie of all time, came out. Jason Statham reprises his role as Shaw. Dwayne Johnson's back as Hobbs. He's got Roman Reigns, his real-life cousin. Cliff Curtis, who played Travis on the first couple seasons of Fear the Walking Dead, is also one of his group of friends. And Mission Impossible Fallout's Vanessa Kirby as the Shaw sister. And it's just ridiculous action. And it's got Idris Elba as the villain going all Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. So check out that trailer. And check out the Super Bowl trailer. They showed maybe different scenes in that one, but they also censor one of the, probably the number one, definitely the number one funniest scene in the main trailer that you can find online. Also, LeBron James, who had been out since he strained his groin on Christmas, he came back to play against the Clippers, which he won, and then he got all sore again, so he missed the Lakers-Warriors game on Saturday night. And they put up a good audition for the New Orleans Pelicans, because they made a second offer recently, because their first offer was, as my good friend Tyler Butler of Enough with the BS podcast said, was just straight disrespectful. But they finally threw in Brandon Ingram and cap relief and all that to that main deal. And we'll see where it goes from there. The trade deadline is in a few days, and we'll see if AD becomes a Laker or not. And that's your Weekly Thunder for February 4th. I'm Sexy Thor. Remember to drink, fight, and make your ancestors proud, especially when the Pats win again.